In the ancient Medina of Tunis, where the walls remember the whispers of 1,000 years and the narrow streets echo with the footsteps of ghosts, there stands a bathhouse that has been abandoned since the French colonial period. The locals call it the Bathhouse of Lady Lala Aisha. Though no one remembers who Lady Aisha was or why her name carries such dread. This is the story of Fatima the attendant, whose vanity opened a door between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. Fatima worked at the Grand Bathhouse in the heart of the Medina, where wealthy Tunisian women came to bathe in the steaming pools and be pampered with oils and henna. She was known throughout Tunis for her beauty, skin like polished marble, eyes like black pearls, and hair that cascaded like silk down her back. But Fatima's greatest pride was not her beauty alone. It was her knowledge of the ancient rituals, the secret baths that could preserve youth and enhance allure. In the deepest chamber of the bathhouse, behind walls covered in intricate zellige tiles, she practiced the old Berber traditions her grandmother had taught her.
Beauty is power, my dear, but power demands sacrifice.
One evening, after the last client had departed and the bathhouse lay shrouded in steam and silence, Fatima sat before her grandmother's bronze mirror in the private chamber. The oil lamps cast dancing shadows across the ancient zellige tiles, and the silence felt heavier than usual. "Look at me," she whispered to her reflection, studying every perfect feature. "Look at this face, this skin, this hair. How can they not see? How can every mother in Tunis ignore such beauty?" Her voice cracked with a pain she rarely allowed herself to feel. 25 years old, skilled, beautiful, from a respectable family, yet she remained as unmarried as a widow, as unwanted as damaged goods. "What is wrong with me?" she asked the mirror. "What am I missing?" The reflection offered no answers, only the same perfect face that had gazed back at her every day of her life. As tears began to blur her vision, something extraordinary happened. The bronze mirror began to shimmer and the reflection changed. Instead of her own face, she saw another woman, ethereally beautiful, draped in jewels that caught light from sources that didn't exist. "Such sorrow," the woman said, her voice like honey flowing over marble. "Such waste." Fatima jerked backward, but the woman's eyes held hers. Who are you?" "I am Lala Aisha," the figure replied with a smile that was both kind and terrible.
"I am someone who understands your pain, Habibti. I see a woman of extraordinary beauty trapped by circumstances beyond her control."
The woman in the mirror leaned forward, as if she could step through the bronze surface.
"I can help you, dear one. I can make you not just beautiful, but irresistible. I can ensure that by next week
You'll have marriage proposals from the finest families in Tunis. Fatima's heart hammered against her ribs. How? There are enhancements that can be made. Ways to ensure that your beauty doesn't just catch the eye, it captures the soul. Every mother who sees you will immediately think of her son. Every man who glimpses you will know he must have you or die trying. The promise was everything Fatima had ever wanted. What would I need to do? Lala Aisha's smile widened. "Meet me here tomorrow night after your work is done. I'll show you secrets that have been passed down through generations of women who refused to accept rejection." The next evening, Fatima could barely concentrate on her work. Wealthy women came and went, praising her skill while discussing their own daughter's marriage prospects. And still, none of them looked at her as anything more than skilled hands and a listening ear. As the last client departed, Fatima rushed through her closing duties and hurried to the private chamber. But as she approached the bronze mirror, she heard something that made her freeze. Whispers, soft, desperate whispers coming from the walls themselves. She pressed her ear against the intricate zellige tiles and her blood turned to ice. The voice was familiar. Achingly, impossibly familiar.
I'm sorry, Habibti. Please forgive me. I thought I was protecting you.
Yema, is that you?
Fatima whispered, using her childhood name for her grandmother. Yema, is that you? The whisper stopped abruptly. Fatima pressed both palms against the wall, her ear still listening desperately for any sound. Is someone there? Please, if someone's there, a voice hissed from within the wall. Run before she... Ready, my dear. Fatima spun around to find Lala Aisha standing behind her, no longer confined to the mirror. The woman was even more beautiful in person, but there was something wrong with her beauty. Too perfect, too cold, like porcelain rather than flesh. What was that? Fatima stammered, pointing at the wall. Someone spoke to me from inside.
Old buildings make strange sounds.
Lala Aisha said dismissively, gliding closer. Steam and settling stones create all sorts of illusions. Now, shall we discuss your future? But Fatima's mind was reeling. That had been her grandmother's voice. She was certain of it. And the hand, the desperate warning. Wait, she said, backing away slightly.
Before we begin anything, I need to understand. How exactly are you going to help me? And what's the price?
Lala Aisha laughed, a sound like wind chimes made of ice.
Girl. Yes, there is always a price. But it's nothing you can't afford.
What is it? Fatima asked.
I am not so different from you, Habibti. You want to be irresistible to secure a good marriage. I want to maintain my own beauty and power. The jinn I made my pact with centuries ago required tributes.
Fatima felt her stomach drop. What kind of tributes? Lala Aisha said casually, examining her perfect nails.
You have so many beautiful clients. Surely you could spare one, the most beautiful among them. Think of it as an exchange, her beauty for your happiness.
No. The word came out before Fatima could stop it. Lala Aisha's perfect features twisted into something ugly.
How noble. How foolish.
She gestured toward the bronze mirror, and suddenly Fatima could see herself reflected there. But the reflection was wrong, horribly wrong.
No, this can't be real!
The woman in the mirror was hideous. Skin pocked with scars, eyes dull and sunken, hair thin and greasy.
This is you. This is how you really look. This is what every person who has ever seen you has actually seen.
Fatima stared in horror at the grotesque reflection. That can't be. Your grandmother came to me when you were just a child. She begged me to help her ugly granddaughter, to give you at least the illusion of beauty so you wouldn't suffer as she had. I cast a spell on every mirror around you, every reflective surface you would ever encounter. Only you see the beautiful lie. Everyone else sees the truth. The room began to spin. Every moment of her life, every time she had wondered why no one noticed her beauty, every confused look, every ignored greeting, it all made terrible sense. The mothers don't ask about your marriage prospects because they pity you, Lala Aisha continued relentlessly. The clients praise your skill because they feel sorry for someone so unfortunate. You've lived your entire life as a charity case, dear one. Fatima sank to her knees, staring at her true reflection in horror. 25 years of confidence, of secret pride in her appearance, of wondering why the world couldn't see what she saw, all of it built on a lie.
But I can change that.
Lala Aisha said, her voice becoming gentle again. I can make the outside match what you see in the mirror. I can give you real beauty, not just illusion. All you have to do is bring me one client, just one, and the magic will be complete. My grandmother, Fatima whispered. Is she in the walls? She's safe, Lala Aisha said dismissively, resting peacefully after her long service to me. You could join her soon if you prefer, or you could choose to live as you really are, showing your true face to the world. Fatima looked up at the perfect woman before her, then back at her hideous reflection. The choice seemed impossible, remain a monster or become one. But then she remembered the desperate hand that had grabbed her, the terrified voice that had begged her to run. That hadn't sounded like someone resting peacefully. I need time to think, she said carefully. Of course, Lala Aisha smiled.
But don't take too long, Habibti. Beauty fades, but ugliness is forever.
That night, I couldn't sleep. She avoided every mirror in her apartment, unable to bear seeing either the lie or the truth. Instead, she paced, thinking about her grandmother's sacrifice, about the voice in the wall, about the impossible choice before her. Just before dawn, she made her decision. She returned to the bathhouse early, before even the first call to prayer. In the private chamber, she pressed her hands against the wall where she'd heard the whispers.
Yama, if If you can hear me, I need to know the truth. All of it.
For a moment, nothing. Then, faintly, her grandmother's voice.
She told me it was temporary. Just until you're old enough to handle the truth. But it never ended, Habibti.
She kept you beautiful in the mirrors, but trapped me here, feeding on my spirit to maintain the illusion. How many others are there? Dozens, her grandmother whispered. Generations of women who made deals with her. She promises beauty, marriage, happiness, but the price keeps growing. First, it was just maintaining the illusion. Then it was bringing her others. Now she wants to possess your body completely, to walk in the world again. Fatima felt pieces clicking into place. The client she wants me to bring. That's not really what this is about, is it? No, Habibti. She wants you to complete the ritual that will let her take your place in the living world. The client is just the final sacrifice to seal the magic. When Lala Aisha appeared that evening, Fatima was ready.
I've made my decision. I'll bring you a client.
Lala Aisha's eyes gleamed with triumph.
Excellent. When?
Tomorrow night. The wife of a French colonel. She's incredibly beautiful and always comes alone for her treatments.
Perfect.
Lala Aisha moved closer, and Fatima could see her own reflection in the woman's two bright eyes.
Once the ritual is complete, you'll have everything you've ever wanted.
But Fatima had spent the day preparing. Hidden beneath loose tiles near the bronze mirror, she had placed every oil lamp and candle she could find. During her research in her grandmother's old journals, she had discovered something crucial. Jinn magic required specific conditions to maintain itself.
Before we begin, I want to see them. All the women you've trapped. I want to understand what I'm joining.
Lala Aisha waved her hand, and suddenly the walls came alive. Dozens of faces appeared in the Zelige patterns. Women from different eras, all beautiful, all terrified, all reaching out desperately from their tiled prisons. Fatima's grandmother was among them, looking exactly as she had in life, but with eyes full of centuries of torment.
Beautiful, isn't it? An eternal sisterhood of beauty.
Yes, Fatima said, and struck the flint she had hidden in her sleeve. The oil lamps ignited all at once, flooding the chamber with blazing light.
Light banishes illusion, and fire purifies jinn magic. Light banishes illusion, and fire purifies jinn magic. Light banishes illusion, and fire purifies jinn magic.
Lala Aisha shrieked as the sudden illumination revealed her true form. Not beautiful at all, but a withered creature of shadow and malice, sustained only by the stolen beauty of her victim.
You've doomed yourself. You'll live forever as the monster you really are.
The trapped women began to glow with their own light, finally free after centuries of imprisonment, peering not into death, but into peaceful light. Their souls finally released. The next morning, Fatima looked into an ordinary mirror for the first time in her life. The face that looked back was not the hideous creature Lala Aisha had shown her, but it wasn't the perfect beauty either. She was plain, not ugly, not beautiful, just an ordinary woman with kind eyes and gentle hands. For the first time in 25 years, she smiled at her true reflection.
I don't see any ring in your finger. Are you single? Have a son?